Hi, my name is Rachel Hauer, and I'm here to talk to you about my newest collection with Free Spirit fabric called Birds of a Feather. Now, if you know anything about my work outside of fabric, you'll know that I am a huge bird nerd. I love birds. I think they are just so fantastic and wonderful and such an important inspiration for me and my work. So this collection will be starting to show to stores in January of 2022 and we'll be shipping in August of that year. So I'm just gonna get into it. We got a lot to go through. So I'm just gonna go through all of the prints. There's 16 altogether. And I'm gonna kind of go through them in terms of color. You can see here we have a nice range. We have, my personal favorite is I love yellow. So anytime I get the opportunity to design in yellow, I'll do some yellow. So we have some yellows, some sea foams, some vermilion, and then some nice eggplant. So those are all the colors we're going to be going through today, and they're all going to get along with each other and be wonderful friends. And just, oh, look at how nice. I don't want to unfold them all, but I think it'll be worth it to just show them off to you. So we're going to start with kind of the first piece that I designed for this collection. And most of these birds I just saw looking out my own window. And I'm sure, you know, we've all been looking at birds and what is in our own backyard so much more these days. So I hope that this is inspiring for you as well. So this is Bird Stack. It's I hope the color is coming up all right. I think that's better. Nice true yellow. A nice saffron is what I would say. Saffron and a vermilion, if you are wondering what the best color I would call this. And here we have just a whole bunch of maybe familiar birds to you and then maybe not such familiar birds. You know, we have our cardinal here who's very familiar and our robin. But then we also have the European robin. There he is, little English robin, hummingbirds, and then just finches and tangers and woodpeckers. So just a bird for everybody. So, and you can see, look at this is a collection where we used a lot of colors. Can you just see all of that? Oh my goodness. Okay, Bird Stack. Next up, I gotta get through these quick. Because there's a lot. So this is the Feather Toss. And I don't know if we're gonna be maybe changing the names on some of these or not. I think that's the final one. Yep, nope, Feather Toss. So you can see we have all of the feathers from the birds. And I hope the light is coming across. There we go. It's so hard getting, you know, trying to use natural light. You can see kind of figuring out. But you have basically the mints in here and the reds and the blues. So Feather Toss. And then we have some packed feathers here. And oh boy, lots of colors again for this one. Let's see here. Isn't that just, oh. I don't know about you, but I love feathers so much. And I love the bright colors that we're getting in here, but also a little bit more muted. You know, it's could be kind of any season. You could pull stuff out. If you wanted to make something in the autumn, you know, you could pull out the reds and the yellows. If you want something a little bit more winter, you could pull out the blues and kind of the grays. And if you just want something more neutral, you can kind of go into the browns and grays. So anyway, packed feather. Next, we're getting into some water birds now. Because it's Birds of a Feather, it's everybody. Here are some loons. I tried to pick some birds that, you know, you've maybe not seen before. And then some classics as well. So here are our loons, and just look at the detail that they were able to get in the printing. Can you see all of that? Is that coming across? I mean, like, they were able to get the individual kind of line work feather details in these. Anyway, And then we have Swan Lake. Kind of a light seabird and a dark, a light water bird and a dark water bird. So here we have Swan Lake, which, again, is kind of a little bit more of a stripe. I do like to have some kind of graphic elements sometimes with the natural. I think it's a nice contrast. Anyway, Swan Lake. And then just like a nice little kind of background, neutral, low volume. And this one we have is Bird Prince. Kind of the little feet. Now it's coming up. So back here, the colors, where's the color most accurate? Kind of there. That's a good pose. Yeah. It's like a real true mint. So when I come up close, it wants to blow out and kind of go a little bit lighter. But you can see the details, and then obviously all of these are going to be online for you to see as well. So in better color. So there's that. Then we also have some small flowers and berries. And this is coming from one of the larger prints called Berry Gift, which you'll see in just a second. So anyway, this is the small flowers and berries on this nice mint, and that's showing a pretty good mint. It's a little bit richer in real life, but that's still showing you the mint with the yellowy mustard, saffron, and the eggplant. So there's that. And then we have a real classic guy here. This is hummingbirds on a nice like grayish blue. So something a little bit different for me on a nice light neutral background with the pop of the vermilion flowers. And this, I wanted to make something that you didn't have to worry about this being directional, because that's always hard when you're trying to squeeze a project out of something and it's directional and you just need like that little bit, and if you could only turn the print sideways. So this is not directional. So you have birds going all sorts of directions. So you don't have to worry about if you just have a little piece of this left, because it's going everywhere. Directional prints, I love them. You see we have a whole bunch in here, but I also wanted to incorporate some that were not directional. So you can just have fun with it, use whatever bit you got. And again, look at all these colors. Okay. On the tail end of the seabirds, we have, and I love this vermilion color. This one is called Sea Bird Stack. So you'll remember the first one is that big, just the regular bird stack on the yellow. Here we have the seabirds on a nice bright vermilion. So we have puffins and seagulls and plovers and albatross and penguins and little terns and storks. So there you go. I love this one. Oh, like I just want to show you the two bird stacks together, so you can kind of get a sense of the scale and the color. So they could be such good friends together, or they could be their own projects if you want to do something kind of seasonal or not, or I personally think all colors work for all seasons, but that's up to you. That's your personal taste. This one is the Berry Gifted. And we have some goldfinches for this one. And you'll see the berries that were in the other prints I showed you that they took out of here. So you have, again, the bright yellow, the vermilion, Berry Gifted. I think they did such a good job with this. I love the scale of this. So that's that one. And then from that print, here you have the flowers and berries on the vermilion. So that's this one. And don't mind the edges. That's just because it's coming from the factory, so it's not fully finished out yet. There you go. And here we go. So this one was kind of inspired by Polish egg painting, and my friend pronounced it for me, and I have forgotten how she pronounced it. So I'm going to show it to you, and you'll know. So I I know I've been pronouncing it as Wysenaki. That's not right. But if you do know, let me know how to pronounce it correctly, because my grandmother is Polish, and so this is kind of inspired by her, is this Polish egg painting. So here we have it in just the vermilion, and then we also have it in full color on the eggplant. So there you go. And you have, I'll get close so you can see, you have little flowers, and we have 2 different types of birds here. Yeah, there you go. You can see everything and all the different, yeah. So this one's inspired by my grandma. And then we have this one on the, again, on the like kind of plum eggplant color. And this is a bird's nest, kind of like a big polka dot, if you will. From a distance, has a bit of a polka dot feel. So this one is called nest dot. And you have a bunch of different types of eggs. And then the feathers for the birds that have flown out of the nest. Yeah, so there's that one. And then in case you wanted to see our seabird friends again, here's our seabirds, not as a stack, but just kind of tossed all around. So on the eggplant. So if you wanted a darker seabird, a little bit more nautical maybe on the plummy eggplant. But anyway, so there's our seabirds as a toss. And then last but not least, if you remember our hummingbird before, here we've just taken out the flowers and done a nice honeysuckle print. And like I said, don't mind the edge. These are the strike-offs coming directly from the printer, so that's very exciting for me to see and very exciting for you to see. So you can see the detail that they were able to get is just so stunningly beautiful. And with that, I will leave you. And I always do this, so I'm going to pick up all the fabric and just say thank you so much for your support, for checking out what I'm working on, and I look forward to seeing what you make with all of this. So stay well and happy sewing. Bye.